because I've been thoroughly enjoying this game the last few weeks. And we're finally up to Act 2, so we're actually getting somewhere. Oh, that's right. So last time our little son got hung. We're not fully sure of who did it, but we have a few suspicions. And we have 4 influence points. What's this? News. God save the Queen. You know about a person who introduced himself as Ramel. Everyone deserves to know the truth about their colleagues. Meet me at 10 PM in an alley behind the cafe. Come alone. We will go to the meeting, even though that sounds dangerous. Ramel? Is that someone we know? Ramel. No, we don't know Ramel, but that could be this guy. There's one person left in the hierarchy that we don't know the name of. We killed Pash. Fell during the riots. Suicide. Right. Okay. I don't know who that person is, but we'll deal with that later. So let's see. Who are you? Raphael Rachel, I'm guessing. Shelipin? So, theft is your crime. Okay. It's a bit of a minor one compared to what we have been getting. So in the docks, Genevieve Lecier, a resident of Section Bon Nouvelle, Rue Posenier, mean nothing to me, all those French words. Citizen Lecier is employed as a seamstress, okay? But each Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, she works at night as a caretaker at the warehouse on Rue de Clay. When asked why he would employ a woman in a specifically male position, the owner of the warehouse, Antoine Teller, replied, "All men went to war, and there's no one left to work." That's a pretty usual reason. She is accused of stealing 1/6 of the contents of the barrels of cane of sugar that were imported from the colonies. Citizen Teller claims that the incident occurred sometime between last Friday night and Saturday morning, during Genevieve Lecier's shift. He would also like to enlighten us about the current price of sugar. It is high. The owner testified, which has been confirmed through an on-site investigation, that no windows were broken, and neither the front nor the back door were forced open. After the end of her shift, Citizen Lecier did not report any unusual occurrences. Interesting. The missing sugar was reported by the workers from the morning shift. Investigators went through the register and found that for some time there have been small losses after night shifts. Okay. So the seamstress, middle-aged widow, mother of 5. Damn. Supporter of the Jacobins, which are the No, I think they're the extreme part of the revolution, right? I get confused. Antoine Teller, spice merchant, apolitical. Many of his suppliers and clients view him as greedy and cunning. Although it might be said that people who lack this trait will not thrive as merchants. Yeah, true. Evidence, warehouse registrar. Okay. So let's see. Aristocrats want her hung. The common folk and the revolutionaries both want her acquitted, which is interesting. Not often that they're in line. Alright. Well, the case strikes me as obvious, or do we not know something? Please introduce yourself. She is the seamstress. You stand accused of stealing sugar from Citizen Tellier's warehouse. I stole nothing. Tellier's a liar. Spoken like a true thief. You put a woman in jail because rats ate his sugar. That's a good point. It could have been rats. If it's during the revolution, why is England ordering from the colonies? It's France. During the French Revolution. And France still had its colonies. I know it's weird, because they were so against imperialists and they beheaded their king, but they never freed their colonies. They hung on to those. It's a very weird time in French history. Alright, so one of them's a trap. We have 3 possible mistakes. Alright, so I think that's the mistake. I mean, that's the trap, because I don't think anywhere in the document did it say employee trust. No, so that is definitely the trap. Evidence warehouse register. Alright, so let's start with that. That's an obvious one. Warehouse register evidence. That gives me a question. Register indicates that all losses took place after the night shift. So that's when the rats come out of their holes. That makes sense. You only worked night shifts? Yes, but sometimes merchandise delivered late in the evening, so the carriers could have stolen something. I don't have eyes in the back of my head. Do you suspect anyone else? No, the carriers are constantly changing because it's such hard work. Exactly. They were changing, but the sugar was only disappearing during your shifts. Leave her alone already. The people do not like me questioning this woman. Alright, so she's claiming rats, so you're a mother of 5, so that would be circumstances, I would assume, for a motive at least. Would you want sugar because you have 5 kids? How do you manage to support 5 children? There's no mention of Mr. Lucia anywhere in the file. Mr. Lucia heeded the call of arms and went to the front. He must have liked it because he decided to stay, or his corpse did. Are you trying to evoke compassion in the grand jury? It's been a long time since that word meant anything to me. So, you let your husband go to war despite having children to support? He didn't care for my permission, he just announced that he'd return with money and a medal. I think he was just fed up with the noise and work. I mean, it's not really incriminating, I guess. So the jury's on the side of acquitting her right now. Now the questions get hard, so... Morning shift? Was there any mention of morning shift? No, maybe that's the trap. Barrels of cane sugar. 1/6 of the contents. I don't know how to ask these questions, so... Cane sugar. No? Accusation. Alright, I used one of my mistakes accidentally. What did you need the sugar for? Nothing, because I didn't take it. 1/6 of a barrel is quite a lot. Exactly, what would I use it for? We live on bread and carrots. When they're available. I could simply go to the market and sell it. Sugar is expensive, and as the city struggles to import it. How am I supposed to do that when I'm working all day? The older children could go, and the extra money would not hurt such a big family, surely. Because of a tad of sugar? I mean, 1/6 of a barrel is a lot of sugar. You're talking sugar doesn't take much space. Like a giant barrel like that, that's, you know, probably what I use of sugar in like 2 years would be 1/6 of a barrel. Alright, so Teller's cunning. Now, was that her testimony? Edmund Teller, apolitical. Many of these suppliers and clients call him greedy and cunning. See, it would also make sense if he's making it disappear before she comes in, so it looks like she did it. But then he's selling it anyway, so what would he be doing with that? And that doesn't even make sense, I guess. So you're a seamstress. Why did you choose to take on this extra job? It wasn't a choice. I've got hungry mouths to feed. I mean, yeah. So you started working at a warehouse to steal food. I don't even know what's inside those chests and barrels. You work as a seamstress all day. I sew. I wash my children's clothes. I cook and clean. And you spend the evenings at the warehouse. The evenings? No, Monsieur le Judge. I'm there the whole night. In the morning I come back to make breakfast for my children, then I go to sew. The revolution was supposed to make things better. Well, it sounds like it didn't. Alright, so... Employees trust, morning shift, the stolen amount or the cunning. I feel like that's a testimony. Ah, we're going to call him out. Call the witness Antoine Teller. Yeah, I want to get an idea of who this guy is and what he's like. Already don't trust him. Antoine Teller, I'm a merchant. Do you have proof it was the citizen? Could it be that the difference was found in the register as simply a typical loss of merchandise? Now, I think, have you got any evidence? I don't believe anyone else could have done it. That's not evidence. The warehouse owner knows best what happens there. Boxes and barrels are being loaded from one ship to another that night. Why her and not one of the carriers? She had the motive. I've heard her husband died in war and left her with 5 children. It all fits. I mean, it does sound reasonable. I get the feeling she didn't do it, and I don't know why. Stolen amount. Where does it talk about that? 1/6. It's just, that's so much. Whoops. Is it possible that it is not theft, but simply a typical loss of merchandise? I don't know, but the fact is, it's dark at night. Talia doesn't like the idea of buying additional lanterns. It's easy to stumble or slip on something. Do you often see the carriers stumble on something? Sometimes, but I usually steer clear of them. Could it be that someone spilled the sugar and disappeared? Yeah, no problem, Caleb. Could it be someone spilled the sugar and disappeared? I don't know, but if one of them accidentally dropped a barrel and spilled its contents, you surely wouldn't admit it. That's very true. Of course not. They'd be accused, the poor thing. Alright, so that leaves one more question. So, I don't think either of these are actually mentioned. The mother of 5, warehouse, greedy and cunning. She's a seamstress, 1/6, cane sugar. Like, none of those really mention these two. Apparently it's the employer's trust. Had Citizen Teller ever complained about your work before the events in question? No, never. He's always smiled at me. You ever been caught doing something inappropriate? Never. That's why Mr. Taylor dismissed the second caretaker he used to hire. In the past, there were always 2 people looking out over each other's shoulder. But you were left alone. That's quite convenient for you, wasn't it? Persuaded him to get rid of the second guy. Oh, come on, man. I don't talk to him. He's the one in charge. I'm just a servant. Yeah, I don't feel like that's enough to convict her. It really... I don't know. I'm not going to convict her. I don't feel like... She could have done it, but at the same time, there's not enough, and most people want me to acquit her anyway. So that kind of works. Acquittal. And we haven't acquitted someone in so long. I've been beheading everyone. It's kind of nice to not kill someone. Besides, she has 5 kids. Let her go home and look after her kids. She's probably already lost one job, so... This'll help a little. Did the defendant confess to the crime? No, she did not. Was her act counter-revolutionary? I wouldn't say so. When did someone take notice of the missing sugar? Overnight from Friday to Saturday, I believe. What was the shift the defendant was working? Night shifts. Did anyone try to explain the regular loss in merchandise? Employees were physically weak. The warehouse was poorly lit, I guess. Fidel. The verdict of this case, the missing cane sugar, is Citizen Teller's warehouse is not guilty. Please release Mrs. Lesher. Teller will survive, the sly dog. You can't put compassion over justice. You just want me to behead everyone. Oh. Really? How is it counter-revolutionary for sugar to go missing? Also need to be careful, the aristocrats will try and kill me soon. Oh yeah, we're going to our meeting behind the cafe on our own. There's a good chance we're going to get stabbed here. If this person is not on my side, I'm going to be in trouble. Is that? Yeah, that's me. A little carving of our youngest son that died. Frederick. Why would you throw that in the fire? That's sad, but god damn. It's wasteful. Alright, so we go into the cafe. Apparently not. Oh. You gather Fidel men and attend political debate at one of the cafe. Hopefully this time there will not be any fistfights. He would like that, as would the grandfather, which would be good. I think that's what we'll do. We'll go to the cafe, get in some political debates, get my son a bit happier with me. At least now he doesn't despise me. My wife does, though. Typical. So we're going to that cafe or what? I guess we weren't. I did click the yes, we'll do it. Seizure successful. Political salon was successfully seized and available actions will facilitate your work at court. Awesome. Political salon. Fill in the report. Bribe the jury. Yeah, I see. Also 25% through the construction of the statue. I don't even remember what it was a statue of anymore. It's been so long. Spend more time with your family. I think I will spend 2 on that, because my family needs to like me a little bit more. They do not like me right now. So fervor there is pretty low. Those 2 can't do anything because the mob's after them. Fervor there is low. It's low there. You go take him out. It's pretty low everywhere, really. This is the highest feather, so we'll go... Oh, hang on. Wait, what's that option? Ah, lower the crowd, yeah. Controlled by the enemy. So if I go here... Lower the crowd's feather, because yeah, it's gonna riot here soon. Agent was injured. He can't actually do anything as he's injured, so I suppose I'll just leave him at the home base, let him recover while he takes out this guy. And hopefully, they'll take out these 2. That should clear my way through my operatives in town a bit. Hey people, good to see that some of you made it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this content, there should be much more like it on my channel. Feel free to subscribe to see some more. Check out some of my links in the description. I stream on Twitch 3-4 days a week. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll put some links for some other videos on the screen that you can enjoy now. See you all in the next one, I hope.